Are you tired of people telling you you look tired even when you've had 12 hours of sleep? So this one always sparks a little bit of controversy, and lifestyle factors, drinking, smoking, even how much screen time you have can also affect the aging process of the eyes. So there are 120 million different types of creams out there. You're going to have slightly different issues dependent on your skin color too. But this is probably one of the most popular treatments in our clinic. No one will actually notice that you've had it done like that. Are you tired of people telling you you look tired even when you've had 12 hours of sleep? If that's the case, this video is for you. So we're going to talk about what to do when you start noticing tired eyes or dark circles, anything like that around the eyes. So first and foremost, it's important to understand the aging process around the eyes. So there's going to be a number of other factors that are going to affect how and why there are changes around your eyes, especially the under eye region, and that can include lifestyle factors, drinking, smoking, but also what you eat and just the general pollution levels around where you live and work daily. Even there's some research coming out about how much screen time you have can also affect the aging process of the eyes. But what is actually happening on an intrinsic level in the eyes? So if you look at just the level in terms of the skin itself, the skin is losing certain features in its cells, such as collagen, elastin, and lots of other different sort of structures that help maintain the sort of plumpness of the skin and make the skin look really hydrated and moisturized and really smooth. So these things we start losing as we get a bit older. So the rate at which we're building them up and the rate at which we're breaking them down goes into the reverse. So you're breaking down more than you're building. Secondly, you want to think about the other soft tissue underneath. So in certain places around the eyes, we're losing fat, and in certain places around the eyes, we're gaining a little bit of fat. So all of that can start giving you sort of eye bags, or it can start giving you grooves, and that groove can actually cast a bit more of a shadow in the eye area, and that can actually make the eye look darker than it is. Then we're going to go right down to the level of the bone. So the bone itself loses volume around the orbit or the eye area as we get older, and there are certain areas within that circle that lose more volume than others, and we all get it the exact same way, so it's quite predictable. So you're losing volume there, therefore the structures on top don't have as much to sort of anchor on, so they sort of start forming these folds or creases in the skin. So I'm going to talk you through 6 main treatments or things that you can do to help improve that tired looking eye. So first and foremost, we're going to start with creams. So there are 120 million different types of creams out there. So it's really hard to pick and choose or know what one is right for you. So it's important to consider your skin type in terms of, is it dry, is it oily, is it sensitive, is it prone to dryness, is it prone to sort of eczema, dermatitis type things. So you want to make sure that you're getting something that's suitable for your skin, but also the color of your skin as well. So certain creams, if you've got slightly darker skin, you might need something a little bit heavier than if you've got quite light skin. Likewise, you're going to have slightly different issues in terms of what is concerning you around your eyes, dependent on your skin color too. So it's important to discuss this with your doctor and find a really good, appropriate cream for you. So you can start with something really simple like a vitamin C serum. Vitamin C is a really good antioxidant, so it will help with all that sort of pollution factors. It also is really good at stimulating collagen production and just brightening up that eye area. Then you've got other creams. There's many on the market, but there are a couple that I like. One is called Elastiderm. Elastiderm is a really good cream because it essentially replenishes that lost elastin that you have under the eye, and that's what will then help improve those really fine lines where your sort of concealer gets stuck in when you're putting it on gradually over time. Another cream that is really good is by Zedo. This one is called the Eye Brightening Cream, and it's got a bit of vitamin A, vitamin C, and vitamin B, so niacinamide. And this will really help with fine lines, brightening up the skin, and also just making that skin a little bit more plump. So this one's really good for that too. So this one is better if your concern is a bit of dark circles as well as the fine lines as well in the eye. Then there are also some prescription grade creams that you can use, but always discuss those with your doctor. So number 2 is PRP facials, or the vampire facial that got quite famous quite a few years ago. That's still till this day a really good option, and it's got a lot of sort of medical research behind it as well. Essentially, for those that don't know what it is, so you take a bit of blood from the arm, centrifuge it down, and you separate the red blood cells from the actual plasma in the blood. And that plasma is like a magic potion that contains lots of stem cells and growth factors and lots of other things that will help with stimulating the skin. So essentially you can then re-inject that plasma, so your own plasma, back into the skin. So it's injected into via a very, very small needle, and you can go all the way around the eye with it as well as the rest of the face. And this really helps stimulate that skin to produce more collagen, more elastin, and just sort of other growth factors that will help brighten up your skin. So the third one is skin boosters. So skin boosters are made up of hyaluronic acid, and these can be injected near the eye. You shouldn't really put them too close to the eye, but the effects of it will spread to the eye as well. So skin boosters, like I said, made up of hyaluronic acid, they're injected into the skin at the sort of dermal layer of the skin, and there it will sit and produce more hyaluronic acid and more collagen production. So the next one we're going to talk about is Botox or Teoxane. So this one always sparks a little bit of controversy, and people are like, oh my God, I'm too young for Botox, or oh my God, like Botox is going to freeze me, or, you know, there's a lot of bad press around Botox, but you will never see the good cases, because the good cases look natural, and the good cases people look normal and they don't look like they can't move, or, you know, with their eyebrows up in their forehead. So it's really important that you differentiate the Botox that I'm going to talk to you about to all the other Botox that you might see on the front pages or in, you know, going viral on social media for how bad it is. So you can do it really well. So you can do it in a very natural way. Botox is on a bit of a spectrum. So you can be really, really frozen. You can be somewhere in the middle where you're like, oh, a little bit of movement, but, you know, still reducing your lines. Or you can be all the way on the other end where you just want to see a slight reduction in your lines, but you maintain all of your movement. And that's where a lot of people sit. And that's where it's what is called baby Botox, but more sort of natural looking Botox. So you put a smaller amount in, and you can go quite close to the under eye area, and you can go around the eye here as well, and you place a really tiny amount of Botox, and what that will do is it will relax the muscle that's under the skin, because that muscle is causing that skin to crease, and that repetitive motion will sort of leave those permanent or static lines under the eye. So the Botox will help just break that and relax those, and you'll see a really nice benefit. But what it's also doing is, because it's preventing that muscle from contracting loads, it's still letting it contract, you still got your movement. Because it's reducing it very slightly, it will prevent those lines from getting any deeper. So the next option is something called Morpheus 8. So Morpheus 8 is a device that uses a combination of radiofrequency and microneedling together. And this is a really good machine, particularly because of what I was speaking to you about right in the beginning of the video, where you have to take into account what is your skin type. So this machine has actually been tested, and I've done some of the tests myself, on being safe for all skin types in terms of color. So normally these sorts of devices that contain any sort of energy or microneedling, we don't really recommend from my skin type upwards, because you're worried about hyperpigmentation. But this one, if used correctly, doesn't do that. So essentially what's going to happen with the microneedles and the radiofrequency energy together is it's going to go into the skin around your eye. You're going to get lots of little tiny sort of dots around the eye, injections, and that delivery of energy and that sort of fractional, or that sort of just the sort of needle going into the skin itself, that physical slight trauma will stimulate collagen production in the skin, so your own body to produce that, and it will also produce skin tightening in that region. So last but not least, we're going to talk about filler. Again, tear trough filler or filler in general always gets bad press, but this is probably one of the most popular treatments in our clinic, and the main reason for it is because it looks so natural. No one will actually notice that you've had it done, like an actual treatment done. What they will notice is, wow, you look really fresh, and you'll stop getting those comments of, oh, you look tired, even when you've had 12 hours of sleep. So The filler that we use under the eye is very specific. It's not a filler that we use anywhere else in the face. It's designed specifically for use in the under eye groove. It's made up of hyaluronic acid with some added ingredients in it too. Ingredients like glutathione, which will help brighten up the skin, and other factors as well. So what happens is, we've got a whole of the video talking you through the procedure of how the tear trough is done in terms of the treatment itself. But in terms of who is suitable, I'm going to talk you through that. So if you notice under your eye that you've got an actual groove, so like a deep sort of wrinkle or just an actual sort of groove basically under, going from your sort of middle point of your eye here down, that is a person that is suitable for a tear trough filler. If you've got lots of excess skin around the eye, then you're probably more suitable for something like a skin tightening treatment like the Morpheus 8 that I spoke about. And the filler is only suitable for people that have an actual groove. So not everyone has one, and they think the tear trough filler is a solution for all under eye concerns. So what the treatment will do is it will fill up that groove and it will just make that surface look a lot more smooth. This also improves the appearance of the dark circle, because some people get the dark circle because the groove is so deep it casts more of a shadow. So once you remove that shadow, you really improve the appearance of the under eye. So there you have it. That's how you can really improve your tired looking eyes. So if you have any other further questions or any comments that you'd like to make, please do get in touch.